Hi there everyone and welcome to another edition of Up for Discussion. The Big V jersey bracket for season 2019 is heating up and it's quickly coming to a close because tonight we will announce the final 4 teams still standing in the most exciting time of the season because we get to declare who has the best jersey in 2019. Steve Chalmers, Laura McIntosh, were you pleased with some of the teams that got through personally? Obviously it's a very opinion game.
Yes, well to be fair, all the way through I always pick the team that doesn't win. So I have to readjust my favourites every week.
So all the teams you voted for this past fortnight, they all lost?
Almost all of them, yes.
Well, wow, that's unfortunate. Well anywho, let's kick in to some of the numbers first before we go into the different teams that had won. Just under 10,000 votes over the past fortnight, which in comparison to the last couple of weeks hasn't seemed like much, but obviously we've got less matchups. So on average per team, are we up again?
Yes, just a smidge over 1,200 votes per team, so we have 8 teams left in. And yeah, so we're going up and up, even though, you know, it's been going on for a few weeks now, people are still loving to have their say. Well,
it has to go up and up because this is the reason why these 8 teams were still standing in the final 8. Pakenham took on Western Port in the top left-hand bracket to be declared the winner of the top left. Is it we're going to call it?
Yes, top left
division
winners.
Top left division.
Yep.
And we are happy to say that Western Port, who have been much loved throughout the entire competition thus far, won in a canter.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised actually at how much they won by, because to me this was potentially the closest matchup in terms of, like, I thought these jerseys were both really, really popular, but I think the neutral vote potentially got the Steelers over the line.
As you can see there, 1,676 votes for the Steelers, and that was the most for the week for an individual team, which was surprising because I think the last few times we've done it, the Casey Cavaliers have held that spot. And speaking of Casey, they're through as the winners of the bottom left-hand division. They defeated Blackburn by just over 350.
Which was probably like a bit closer than we thought it might have been, because Casey have been a powerhouse throughout this whole thing, always rack up hundreds and hundreds of votes, but good job Blackburn, you came up against a powerhouse and put in an almighty effort.
Bulleen's blue was too good for Geelong's red, which I think Bulleen a little bit of a fairy tale run. I didn't think Bulleen were going to make it this far.
No, and I thought Geelong, another one of the ones I voted for that didn't win, I thought Geelong had this one. This was the closest matchup of the entire round, or of the quarterfinals. Bulleen had a total of 1,232 votes, whilst Geelong had a total of 1,163. So definitely close, but Bulleen had their measure. And
finally, in the bottom right-hand bracket, a very good rivalry occurred, but the numbers just didn't stack up for Eltham. No, unfortunately Eltham had the least amount of votes of the entire competition, which was a bit tough for them because they have a classic, you know, strong red jersey, but it unfortunately couldn't get them past the Spectres. The Spectres had a total of 1,139 votes compared to Eltham's 772. So our final 4 consists of blue, blue, dark blue or navy blue, and black. Black and grey, black and silver. Well, it's black, and then their away one's white. Okay, but they do love that dash of silver at Western Port now, so you can't forget about the dash of silver, which I think is why they've made such a big run. So Casey have a dash of silver as well, so it's... You love a dash of silver. On the left-hand side of the bracket, which is the left-hand conference, we have the silver semi-final between the Western Port Steelers and the Casey Cavaliers. And on the right-hand side, the right-hand conference, we have the big blue between Bulleen and Nunawading. And one of those teams is going to be declared champion in the not-too-distant future. Have you got a winner for us from here? You see, going before this, I would have said surely just on numbers, Casey will take it out. But looking at those numbers from Western Port, this next matchup is going to be really interesting on that side. I think the amount of supporters Nunawading has had throughout has surprised me every time I think they come up against a big team and they win, and then Bulleen, as you said, smoky. So yeah, I don't know anymore. I think the winner of the overall competition will come from that Western Port and Casey semi-final
the left-hand conference.
matchup, the left-hand conference. So make sure you get your votes in over the next couple of weeks for these two massive semi-final clashes. Send in your best photos, whether it's someone actually wearing them, whether you've got just an image of the jersey or the entire uniform you want to send in. We will use that. And if you just want to pump up your association a little bit more, get yourself on camera or get someone from the association on camera to promote your jersey. We'll chuck that on Instagram stories.
Yeah, tell us why people, especially people not from your association, should vote. You know, as we get less teams, there's more neutral voters out there, so tell us why neutral supporters should vote for your association's jersey. Big V podcast tomorrow night, the Big V round 13 mixtape, Friday afternoon. Stay tuned for that. Round 14 right around the corner. Best of luck to all our associations, and best of luck to Western Port, Casey, Bulleen and Nunawading over the next couple of weeks. Good luck in the rest of your Big V Jersey Bracket Challenge.